Good morning. So happy to see you today. Now, blush is back in decor. Sharon Grech's going to show you how you can use it in your space. This is beautiful, but I feel like it had a moment in the 80s.
Yes,
right?
I know.
And then it went away, and everyone's like, I don't want that color in my home.
Yeah.
And now it's back big time, and it's back in fashion as well. People are doing blush head to toe. It's a beautiful sort of neutral.
Absolutely, and I think you got your blush and your fashion accessories, and I think that's always an indicator. As much as with interiors, we don't want to be trendy because you know, you don't just change it seasonally. You want to invest in something for a long time, but at the same time, we've now seen it for a good 5 years, as you were saying, in fashion. And if you look at Pinterest and pull up blush, you'll see a million interiors. So I think we're really gravitating to it again. And I know I was one. I'm like, I am never putting pink in my house. I saw too much of it in the 80s. Never. But I think once you start seeing it, you get comfortable wearing it again. You get comfortable with it, and you know that it can work. And I think that we've made it more fun. We've made it a little more. It's not that clean pink peachy look from the 80s that's just rather stark. We've added a lot of texture and different elements, different sheens, different styles, because right now that's everything. We're mixing all of our styles. So I think that's a really important part with blush.
Different textures all together, and there's something actually very flattering about this color. It can be a very attractive color, like, you know, sitting close to it, having it close to your face, it sort of reflects light.
That's totally true, Tracy. And in fact, it's one of those colors that we say any skin tone looks great. So it's a good, you know, that's why we like it in powder rooms and in bedrooms. But why not bring that look around yourself into your living space? And that's what I really wanted to show by bringing a color. Now, when you're bringing it into your living space, you might not want to use a really strong one unless, you know what, you can, you know, go crazy. But I tend to like more muted colors. So I chose Benjamin Moore's Misty Blush.
Yeah, I like that. It's very gray.
It's very gray, exactly. So it's more of a backdrop. And then, of course, with the help of my friends from LT and Canvas Gallery, when you bring in those accessories and the furniture, we're going again with more neutral tones. And there is a lot of furniture now in blush tones, which I think looks very nice because it's very subtle and neutral. But I always tend to want to put my color on the wall.
Me too.
And have the furniture more neutral. So I love the way this has a little bit of sheen and almost a taupey, pearlescent feel. Yeah. One of the things that's making blush look very different from the 80s is the introduction of gold. And again, with our accessories, we're inspired from our jewelry. We've got gold with the blush tones. Makes it feel new, glamorous. The mercury glass and the lamp, for example, touches of gold in the accessories.
Nice.
I think that really makes it feel, again, feel more modern and new.
It gives it a glam factor too, right?
It gives it a glam factor.
The gold,
absolutely.
I love it.
And we always talk about artwork as inspiring any color palette, any story that you're using throughout your home. So it's very important. I got this beautiful piece from Canvas Gallery, and again, it's very subtle. You could work this into any space, and we always want our art to, you know, you want to move it around. If I change my decorating in a few years, I still want to keep that artwork. But I love how this brings in some stronger colors, but again, the wall color is just sort of a nice backdrop. But I was inspired by the stronger pinks in the painting for my little DIY project, because again, you always want to add a little bit of a mix, something custom and personal in your living space. So I used Fruit Shake, which is a color I've kind of grown to love. When I first started looking at it, I'm like, that is so not my color. But on a small piece, it just adds a little fun. It adds a little bit of whimsy. And this was a piece that I picked up at a consignment decorating shop and painted it. So if you see the before,
for you. Look at the before, because you did great work with this piece, and you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Absolutely not. Small little pint-sized can of paint. And then I used, I had to sand down the veneer on the top so that I could give it that reclaimed wood look. So it was not pure solid maple or walnut, which it looked like. So don't worry, I'm not painting walnut, because I know people are going to say, "What are you doing? You're crazy."
No.
It was veneer, okay? But again, I wanted it to feel a little bit more contemporary and mix in a little bit more of a rustic feel. Again, the rug has a geometric pattern, very subtle bits of blush. And I think when you start seeing colors in big investment pieces like silk rugs and furniture, you know that it's there to stay. You know that it's not just a fad, right? It's something that's hot.
They know we don't have enough disposable income to just go buy new rugs every season. It's not going to happen. This rug is staying in your house for a long time.
And it's very neutral, and you could put other colors with it as well, but I love the fact that it's silk and it has that sheen, and as you mentioned, Trace, the glam. It adds a little bit of glam. So I also just wanted to show some other shots that we've done at Benjamin Moore that have incorporated the blush tones also into living spaces. So We've got, again, this is fruit shake, which is, again, that
Is
color
it?
I know that I didn't think I could.
That's actually kind of cool. So it's on the wall there, but it's just because all of the surroundings are, it's almost everything else is a neutral.
Exactly.
And that's what you have to do when you're going to go with a full wall with a really super bold punch of color, right?
You don't want to have too many other strong things in the way.
I'm just trying to think of which room would a man be comfortable in.
You know,
which space do we put the man in here?
Well, you know, interestingly enough,
where can he go?
I'd maybe stick him in the room with the dog and the book, and he can clean the fireplace.
That's his room.
There is no doubt about it. It's very feminine. And you know what? One thing that I was going to do, but I really want, because I'm not a big pink fan myself, I really wanted to play with the light blush colors.
Yeah.
So it was so hard for me not to add something dark gray. But as soon as you start to add charcoal or darker woods to the blush tone, it does give a little bit more gender neutral.
It grounds it a little bit more.
Yeah, and even a rug, a darker rug would help to ground it. So again, I got this little bit of dark wood in there that I think helps to ground it. But
very good.
Keep that in mind.
Well, I know you love us doing projects. So Sharon has brought gift certificates for 1 gallon of Benjamin Moore paint for everyone in our audience. So go out there, get your own piece and have some fun.